What's going on, y'all? Good morning. It's another day here at Thousand Trails Harbor View, 65 miles away from Washington, D.C. We are going to go to the White House today. We have an 11:30 appointment. We already have our boarding pass. Everything is set and ready. It is currently just a little after 7. Our goal is to leave by 7:30. I have a paid parking lot picked out. It's a park and ride at the end of the Metro Rail. We can pay to park there all day and then ride the Metro Rail, which is the subway, all the way downtown. We'll cover all the details as we go as to which stations and everything and let you know how this all works out. I do not believe I can film any video footage inside the White House, so I'll try to make sure to get some photographs to add in. Kind of sticking out like a sore thumb. This is the Branch Avenue Park and Ride for the Metro. Up above there with the roof, that is the Branch Avenue Metro Station. This is the end of the green line for what you would call the subway. I mean, I would call it the subway. Here it's called Metro Rail. We're gonna take the green line all the way down into downtown to the Navy Memorial Archives train station, which will put us out right at Pennsylvania Avenue. It was a 60-mile drive here from the Thousand Trails Harbor View. Took about an hour and a half. So we left at 7:30, got here a little after 9 o'clock in the morning. Our appointment is for 11:30 at the White House, and they say to be there at least 15 minutes early. We're shooting for being there by 11. Yep. Archives is next. So real quick, I preloaded our cards this morning at 5:40 in the morning, and none of the values made it to the cards. It's like the money was took and each account showed value, but none of the cards showed value. The branch manager, the Branch Avenue Rail manager, whatever they're called, she had mercy on us and let us on. But the problem is, you have to have value to leave. When I got here, she says, you'll just need to talk to the station manager down there. She's like, nah, nobody called me. You're gonna have to pay to get out. So I had to reload $225 to each card just to get out of the station. So she said, you'll have to call somebody to figure out a refund for why you spent money and nothing showed up on your card. Okay, I don't want to argue with nobody. I want today to go smooth. I'm not arguing at all. Now to search for a restroom. We are about an hour early. It's 10 o'clock. We need to be down there about 11. That's the National Archives right there. From what I'm hearing is accurate, the U.S. Constitution is inside of there. It's the FBI. Microsoft AI conference. Interesting. I don't know if we got a escort or what. A bunch of bikes have gone by. And then some official looking SUVs. And some black vans. Very interesting. So this is the White House Visitor Center. So there are restrooms that are back here. You come in through there, come back here, and there's restrooms. You need to know that because when you go to the White House tour, there are no restrooms. So if you're coming down here from a distance, you want to make sure to get in here, get through security, and be able to use the restroom. So it's a virtual tour?
It's the entrance hall. Yep, you can explore it.
You pick different rooms and check it out. It's awesome. Gift shop isn't outrageously priced. Have some nice little things you could buy for the memories. past the point where they check our boarding pass. They bring us up here and go around the statue, and it looks like the first big checkpoint's over there. I'm not sure at what point I won't be able to take video anymore. We have passed the first ID check. After she checked me in, she started asking Kaylin and Kira what their birth dates are. And they just had to call out what their birthdays are. And then they said, all right, y'all are good. And then they checked Tanya's, and we're on to the next checkpoint. I think I guess that's number 2. Next up is number 3. All right, we've made it through 5 checkpoints. I'm not inside yet. We've done 5 checkpoints. First one was like, do you have your boarding pass? And there was 2 for your IDs. Then 1 where the dog smells you, and then x-ray. So I think we're about to turn in. I think we're about to go in. We made it through the White House tour. Pretty cool. We're all a little tired looking for somewhere to sit, but apparently everything is kind of closed off right now. So we're having to go several blocks away before we can even stop. So I'm not sure what's going on. There's a protest of sorts back there. I see flags, I see posters. I don't see people though. But I guess we're gonna look for somewhere to sit and possibly somewhere to eat. They told us as we were leaving, we gotta keep going past this area right there. See another police dog out there sniffing cars, just like Daisy loves to sniff cars. Hey look, it's the Treasury Department. They do money things in there. We have been standing quite a bit, so makes sense to want to stop. Just hope nobody comes up and says, hey, you're not supposed to stop there. Still see the White House through there. I was just looking at this parking garage. That one's a nice straight shot down there. Of course, I don't know where the gate would be as far as when you get down there. We only need 6'8". I think we could get the Ram Dually down there if we need to. Another carnivore meal at McDonald's. We're laughing about the mustard application. And Kira wanted bread, but they decided she didn't need bread, I guess. She got enough carbs with her frappe.
Can you see inside the bus?
Yes, I can see inside that bus. tearoundtown.com. There's a server inside of there, like taking people's orders and stuff from booths.
It really is.
All right, after we had our delicious carnivore lunch, we grabbed an Uber, paid about $20 to the Uber, and I gave him a $20 tip too. Did a great job. Got us down here, saved us a lot of walking. It was over a mile, I think 1.3 miles it might have been from the McDonald's. But Tanya really wanted to see the Lincoln Memorial. She's a big fan of Abraham Lincoln, so we're gonna go check this out. Not to mention that this is also where Martin Luther King Jr. gave his I Have a Dream speech. Hi, Kira. Ah, renovations are going on. So in 2026, it'll have
The reason why sometimes you have to look at that. Wow.
not a whole lot to the Lincoln Memorial, just very big and ominous and reverent. There's states on the roof. Everyone I talked to when I say we were going to DC said I should go see the Vietnam War Memorial, since I've got two family members that were in Vietnam at the war. Figured I should go check this out. So we don't know anyone that passed away during the Vietnam War. We couldn't find any names, family members that we know. So still a neat tribute just to come down here and pay honor and homage to those that did fall in the Vietnam War. So after the Lincoln Memorial, we're having a little trouble hunting for a public restroom that's functional. Everything down this way is kind of
Out of order.
out of order. Exactly. Kaylin said it. So everybody's getting kind of cranky and feet hurting and back hurting just trying to find a bathroom. This is the World War II Memorial.
What is it sort of? I have touched it. Okay. You gotta touch the middle one. Is like
There's a Midwest Honor Flight that's here. It's kind of cool. Our Grandpa Bob did one of those a couple years back out of South Dakota. They've got veterans here that they flew out here to see the memorials. Just talking with a guy. They are out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. That's right where my grandfather flew out of. Not gonna make it to the Jefferson Memorial today. We're running out of energy. White House is coming in view barely through the trees over there. I can see the American flag on the top. It wasn't on the agenda to touch the Washington Monument, but we figured we're walking right past it. Might as well at least touch it, right? Get a shot of the Lincoln Memorial down there. You did it! You did it! You touched the Washington Monument. It is very windy right here. A lot of bike rentals. If that's something you want to opt for. Bike rentals, scooter rentals, electric bike rentals. Well, we made it to the Smithsonian train station, where we'll hop some trains and make it back to the Branch Avenue station over by Andrews Air Force Base. Branch Avenue train getting here in 3 minutes. We are at La Font. Oh, it is the next day after we went into DC to see the White House. Just wanted to do a quick tie up to that. I don't know if you noticed there were some shots of Senator John Thune. He was there to meet all the people from the honor flight from South Dakota. Since I grew up in South Dakota, I went over and greeted him and chatted for a few minutes. He was pretty nice, more than willing to chat with me, shook my hand a few times. Said, since I still have family in South Dakota, he said, well, he'll continue to claim rights to me. Anyway, thought that was pretty cool. Overall, everything worked out well, except for do not try to load or reload cash onto your cards for the Metro the same day. It took about 11 hours. I loaded those cards with money at 5:40 in the morning, and when we left at 4:40, I'm like, okay, these haven't worked all day. I'm gonna have to put a little bit more money on there. Went to the machine to add $5 so that we could get out for the parking, and it's like, hey, you've got $25 on this card, and I'm like, all day long. Their website just it's not very well put together, not functioning well. Why on earth would it take my money, put the money in the account, and just never makes it on the card? That was really silly to me. So make sure if you're going that route, preload those cards a day ahead of time. Afterwards, we went down Interstate 95 to Fredericksburg to have dinner with some friends. And after being able to see leaving DC on 301 back to the Harbor View 1,000 Trails or going down 95, it is much more peaceful, much less traffic going down 301. So staying at the Harbor View, yeah, it's an hour and a half drive away, but once you get just less than 10 miles away from DC, it's like you're just free from the city. You're back in the country, and the driving is much more pleasant in my opinion. Interstate 95 between Fredericksburg and DC is intense. All right, that is all that I've got for everybody as far as trying to, with the RV life, going to visit the White House. Hopefully you found this information useful. I know there are other people out there that actively want to do this and want to pursue this. So make sure reach out to your House representative or senator through their website to get your tickets. Make sure to try to do that at least 90 days in advance for a better chance. And keep in mind that just because you've got the tickets, nothing is guaranteed. It's the president's house. So if something were to happen, something to change, they would cancel on you because they need to, because things are going on. Interestingly enough, while we were touring the White House, they had stuff going on there, right? The president was meeting with the new prime minister of Canada at the exact same time we were there. That was just very fascinating. We put that all together because we had seen the convoy go in, and then later on in the evening, I see the Facebook post coming out of the White House, actually showing the photographs from inside there, and I'm like, that's who that convoy was. That was the Prime Minister of Canada. So I thought that was cool, and the fact that they're able to keep the tour running despite high-level meetings were happening there at the exact same time. To me, that was excellent. I thank you to the Secret Service staff and Park Service that are all able to put that on and get everything done amidst a flurry of other things going on. All right, last note there. All right, thanks y'all so much for watching. Remember that life happens. Don't let it stop you. Stay fresh, cheese bags.